You know those weeks where it feels like AI moves faster than anyone can keep up with? This was one of them. OpenAI launched an AI that works like an employee, Perplexity released its own browser, and Google made Gemini even more powerful. And that's not even everything. Let's go through the 5 biggest AI updates from this week, because one of these could completely change how you work. Let's start with OpenAI because this one really caught my attention. It feels much less like chatting with AI and much more like assigning work to a teammate. Once you connect your email, documents, spreadsheets, and other apps, it starts pulling information together by itself. Instead of you jumping between 10 different tabs, it does the heavy lifting. And it doesn't stop at research. It'll actually build the spreadsheet, draft the presentation, write reports, and even help create web apps, all starting from a single prompt. What impressed me most is that it keeps going. If a project takes hours, break it into smaller steps and work through them one by one without needing constant instructions. It's powered by Codex, so it can write and understand code too. And considering millions of people are already using Codex every week, this isn't some experimental feature anymore. I don't think this replaces people overnight, but it definitely changes what entry-level work looks like. Learning how to work alongside tools like this is quickly becoming a real advantage. Next up is Perplexity, and instead of releasing another AI feature, they built an entire browser. It's called Comet, and it's designed around AI from the very beginning. Most browsers still expect you to search, open links, compare pages, and figure things out yourself. Comet tries to skip all of that and simply gives you the answer. So instead of scrolling through page after page, you can ask a question naturally and get a clear response with the context already put together for you. If you're reading an article, you can ask it to summarize it, explain confusing parts, or answer questions about what's on the page, all without opening another tab. What I find interesting is that this isn't trying to improve the old way of browsing. It's trying to replace it with something that feels much more conversational. If this catches on, browsing the web could start looking very different. Instead of searching first and reading later, you might just ask and get exactly what you need. Now this might be my favorite update of the week. Google released Gemini 3.5 Pro, and this feels like a much bigger jump than a normal model upgrade. The headline feature is the context window. It can handle around 2 million tokens, which is enough to process entire books, huge reports, or massive code bases in one conversation. That means instead of splitting large projects into dozens of smaller prompts, you can keep almost everything together and ask questions about the full picture. It also introduces Deep Think mode, which focuses more on reasoning. Rather than jumping to an answer, it spends more time working through complicated problems. For developers, researchers, and businesses, that's a really big deal, because context is usually the biggest limitation when working with large amounts of information. It feels like Google is playing a different game now. Instead of chasing everyone else, pushing the limits of what these models can actually handle. This next update is probably the one that made me stop and think. AI agents are starting to work much more independently inside real companies. In some businesses, they're already helping manage production, organizing workflows, and coordinating different tasks with very little human involvement. They can receive a customer request, split it into smaller jobs, assign those jobs, and even monitor progress, all without someone guiding every step. We're also seeing AI agents helping with legal work, customer support, and internal operations. They're moving beyond assistance and becoming part of everyday workflows. Of course, there's a catch. The more responsibility these systems have, the more important it becomes to monitor what they're doing and when they're making decisions. That's why companies are investing in approval systems, audit logs, and emergency controls. AI is becoming more autonomous, but trust still has to be earned. The last update sounds technical, but it's actually one of the most important. The Model Context Protocol, better known as MCP, has reached its final specification. Think of MCP as a common language that helps AI systems connect safely with apps, databases, and business tools, without every company inventing its own solution. Before this, building AI agents often meant creating everything from scratch. Every connection, every permission, every security rule had to be custom built. With a shared standard, companies can build faster while keeping authentication, permissions, and activity logs much more consistent. It also makes things easier to manage. If something goes wrong, administrators can see what happened, control access, and shut systems down when necessary. It might not be the flashiest announcement this week, but it's the kind of update that makes large-scale AI adoption much more practical. Comment below which update you like the most, and hit the subscribe button for more future AI updates.